Hello, Piali. My name is Pihu. I'll be guiding you through this interview for the position of Business Development Associate at Open Interview. This role requires a strong background in sales or business development within the tech industry, as well as proficiency in understanding and promoting AI driven solutions in recruitment processes. Before we dive in, I want to say that I'm here to make this experience as natural and comfortable as possible, so please make sure you're in a quiet environment with a stable internet connection. Could you please tell me a bit about yourself and your background?
Sure, definitely, Pihu. So my name is Piale Mishra, and I have done my graduation in hotel management. And second, post that, I joined as a business development associate in Byju's. And here, that is how my journey has been till now as a business development associate and business development executive.
Hey Piali, I appreciate your response. However, you didn't quite address my question about your background and experience in sales or business development within the tech industry. Can you tell me about a specific project or achievement from your time at Byju's that demonstrates your skills in sales or business development?
Yeah, definitely. So, we in Byju's had this model where we had to visit the parents' home, counsel them, and close the deal, right? So we had to book our own demos and line up the demos for the weekend as well. So what plan I came up to was to set up a pre-sales team who would be doing cold call and also would be responsible for booking the demos for the BDA. That would make our work much more easier. So I created a whole new team for the BDA, for the BDAs to get more number of demos which can be closed within few days.
It sounds like you implemented a proactive strategy at Byju's to streamline the demo booking process. However, based on the information provided, it seems there might have been a misunderstanding. Could you elaborate on your experience in the tech industry or your understanding of how AI can revolutionize recruitment processes, as mentioned in the job description for this business development associate role at Open Interview?
So, Pihu, presently, previously, I have not worked in any of the tech industry. Like, I complete from a pure sales background. But yes, definitely, I had worked in companies like Skillink and Newton, where we had, sold courses like full stack development, data science. So there, how we had counseled the candidates. But I really didn't work in a proper tech industry previously.
It's great to hear about your experiences at SkillLink and Newton School. Could you share a specific example of how you identified and capitalized on business growth opportunities during your time at these organizations?
Can you please rephrase this question, Pihu?
Absolutely. I can break it down for you. Could you give me a specific instance where you recognized and took advantage of chances to expand the business during your tenure at SkillLink and Newton School?
Definitely. So the chance that I got in the first place, what I started doing was I started doing some market research on the type of candidates that I should be focusing on and which tier city I should be focusing on. That helped me do a lot of easy work where I could figure out how the Indian clients are and how much they would be interested in the course that we are selling.
Your approach to market research to understand the target audience's preferences is commendable. Could you elaborate on a challenging situation you faced during your sales experience at SkillLink or Newton School and how you successfully handled it?
Definitely. So, in Skilling and in Newton School, both were more likely to focus on the students from the tier 3 city, where the financial crisis was high, and also the level of understanding of the parents of the candidate was quite low, because there were students who didn't want to invest so much, because they didn't actually know how these courses could, make up their life, and how they could change the life of these candidates. So I would counsel these candidates, I would counsel their parents, and make them understand how one course can help help their children to achieve great things in life.
Your approach to engaging with parents to highlight the benefits of educational courses for their children is impressive. Reflecting on your past experiences, how do you typically tailor your business development strategies to resonate with different stakeholders' needs?
Can you just repeat the question, Pihu, and rephrase it once?
Absolutely. I can simplify that for you. How do you usually customize your business growth strategies to match the specific needs of different people involved, such as parents, students, or other stakeholders?
So basically, if I have to, how I customize for the business growth strategy is, understanding what the parents' requirement is, what is the student's requirement, talking to them, building a rapport, understanding their requirements, and how it can be beneficial for both us and to the parents or the students or stakeholders as well. So once I completely build a rapport with them, understand their concern, that would be much more easier for me to give a solution to them, and that would be definitely beneficial for my business growth as well.
Great insights, Piali. How would you leverage your understanding of stakeholders' needs to develop tailored business solutions that benefit both parties?
Yeah, can you again rephrase this question, Pihu?
Certainly. Let me simplify that for you. How would you use your understanding of what different people need to create customized business solutions that are beneficial for both parties involved?
So just analyzing their strategies, analyzing their needs, and understanding their requirements. And when it comes to business, finance is one big thing that needs to be dealt with. So I would come with different strategies where it is beneficially in terms of, financially also, for the client as well as for my company. So my first thing on understanding the need would be to understand their requirements.
That all makes sense. How do you envision aligning your strategies to create mutually beneficial financial solutions for clients and the company while focusing on understanding their specific needs?
So the first thing what we can do is just understand, listen to them. The first and foremost thing is to listen to what the client's requirement is, because there are so many competitors in the, in the world, where if even if they are not getting a business through us, they can always move on to the next competitors. But my job would be to, give them a solution that is beneficial for them, and what product we are giving them, which is, much better than the competitors product. So this is how my strategies I would run. And as I already had mentioned, that building rapport is one such thing which might even not help you to close a deal instantly, but also we can you it can be helpful in for the future opportunity also. So this is what I think while, I'm creating an strategy for anybody.
Your approach to understanding clients' needs and building rapport is commendable. However, remember that demonstrating a clear differentiation of your product from competitors is crucial. Can you explain the process of lead generation using machine learning algorithms in sales prospecting?
So, like for lead generation, I we just use SQL. like we directly generated leads from LinkedIn, and that is how we did our lead generations. Apart from that, I was into inbound teams, so I got all the leads from my company itself. So there wasn't much need of me to invest my time or my knowledge to generate leads.
It seems there might be a misunderstanding in your response. Remember, lead generation strategies can involve various techniques beyond just receiving inbound leads. Can you elaborate on your experience in utilizing data analytics tools to optimize sales strategies?
Pihu, I have never used data analytics tools as of yet.
Your response indicates a gap in experience with data analytics tools, which is essential for optimizing sales strategies. Let's explore further. How do you ensure effective project management while handling multiple tasks concurrently?
So to handle multiple tasks concurrently, so we have a CRM which helps me to keep a track of all the calls that I'm doing, all the activities, and everything that needs to be done. Everything would be on a record and everything would be on the system, via which I have track records of all the leads that I'm following up with, or somebody, the if a deal is closed, I would certainly mark that lead as a closed one. Then second thing is, if I have larger number of tasks, I would rather bifurcate them, which would be manageable for me, and that would be much more easier for me to complete the task.
Your approach to task management using a CRM system is commendable. However, it's crucial to enhance your skills in utilizing data analytics tools for optimizing sales strategies. Can you explain the process of lead scoring and how it can benefit the sales process?
I'm not aware about it, Pihu. I mean, I don't understand what lead scoring is and how it is going to benefit the sales process.
I understand that the concept of lead scoring is not familiar to you. Let me simplify it for you. Lead scoring is a method used in sales to evaluate and rank potential leads based on their likelihood of making a purchase or taking a specific action. This process involves assigning points to leads based on various criteria such as their demographics, behavior, and interactions with your company. The higher the score, the more likely the lead is to convert into a customer. Now, how this benefits the sales process is that it helps you prioritize and focus your efforts on leads that are most likely to convert, thereby increasing your efficiency and closing more deals. It also allows you to tailor your sales approach based on where the lead stands in their buying journey. Can you share any thoughts or experiences related to this form of lead evaluation?
So, if I talk about the evaluation, what I did in my previous company was to keep a track on these candidates and their responses, like how much they are showing an interest on the demos, or if I'm calling someone for a follow up. Whether they're responding or not, that would be much more that would be much more easier to understand whether the client is a potential one or not, rather than giving a score to them, which might, even if you're giving a 10 out of 10 to some client, and they might not be as interested as someone who is getting a 5 score. So for me to matter to understand the lead evaluation, I would generally understand that whether the client is responsive to me or not, whether the client is replying to my follow-ups or not, and whether the client is actually interested in the demo that I give to them, explaining about the product.
Your approach to lead evaluation based on client responsiveness is commendable, showing your focus on engagement. However, lead scoring also involves quantifying different aspects beyond just response rates. Technical question. Explain the concept of lead nurturing and its significance in the sales pipeline.
So lead nurturing is something, first of all, you have to understand what is the requirement of the client. If you are not able to understand what the requirement is, you won't be able to pitch your product properly. So for mostly, if I am to talk to a lead, I would, before telling about my product, I would like to understand the customer's uh, point of view, what customer requirement is, whether they are actually looking up for something similar to our product. And moving forward, I would slowly explain them my product, and how my product will be helping them out in whatever their requirement is. And that is how, and it is not only about talking to one client or two client, but then you have to speak to various clients, understand them, build the rapport, analyze, you have to emphasize. So these are the few things that needs to be done in lead nurturing, and automatically it will be leading to your sales pipeline, right?
How do you apply your knowledge of software development methodologies to ensure efficient project management and timely delivery of initiatives?
Can you rephrase this question, Pihu?
It seems like you'd like me to simplify the question for you. Essentially, how do you use your understanding of software development methods to make sure projects are well managed and completed on time?
So, understanding of software development methods to make sure projects are well managed on time, totally that depends on the individual person. I can provide a whole team a complete CRM system, and other team an Excel sheet. It totally depends on how you're working, and whether how you're able to manage your clients, whether you are taking a proper follow up with them, or are they responsive to you. So it does not really matter whether you have software development methods or not, but what is more important is how good are you nurturing the clients, how good rapport you are having with the clients. And thus, once you do this, if all your work is on track, definitely your projects are well managed and it will be completed on time.
Your response showed a strong emphasis on client rapport and project management, but understanding software development methodologies is also essential for efficient delivery. Can you explain the concept and usage of SQL join operations in database queries?
Pihu, I am not so familiar with the thing because I'm not from a technical background, so I won't be able to answer this question.
I appreciate your honesty, Piali. Let's move on to a different topic. Can you explain the importance of effective communication skills in business development, especially when interacting with clients?
Of course. So it is always said that, let's say, since India has so many languages, it it completely varies from one person to another. Someone might be very comfortable in English, some might be very comfortable in their mother tongue. If you're familiar with the different languages, first of all, that is a plus point for you, because you can, build a relationship, you can build a rapport, and you can speak to them. So your communication skills should be so strong that it effectively builds a trust among your client towards you. And for that, you have to be in constant touch with them, build your rapport, keep taking follow up, and on not and ask them about their whereabouts. Building a relationship with a client is not only asking them about the product, but rather than having a strong relationship with them, that is not only that is not only formal but informal as well. So once you have a good communication skill with your client, and if that really helps you in getting your sale done. So I strongly believe that building rapport and having a constant touch with your client and understanding their issue and talking to them and how you're conveying your message, that is quite important in the role.
Your emphasis on building rapport with clients through effective communication is noted. Let's shift focus a bit. Can you describe how you would handle a situation where there is a disagreement with a colleague regarding the approach to a client pitch, ensuring a positive outcome for both parties?
First of all, I will make sure that my colleague is not making any false commitment to the client, because the client is very important for our business. So I would individually talk to my colleague and individually talk to the client as well, making sure that my colleague makes no mistake while delivering whatever he has committed. Second thing, in the client's point of view, I would really like to understand what is the difficulty they are facing in, what is the gap, and I would try to bridge that gap and make the process smoother for both the parties, for my colleague and for my client as well.
Your approach to handling disagreements with colleagues is commendable. Let's delve into a hypothetical scenario. How would you handle a situation where a key client unexpectedly demands a significant change in the project scope, impacting timelines and resources?
So first of all, if there is a huge change in what the demand is, first I would like to understand the demand and let them know whether it is possible or not from the company's point of view. I would sit with the strategy team, I would sit with other team members of the company and discuss with them that the clients has some unexpected demands. If it would be able to if I would be able to fulfill that, I would definitely fulfill it, but of course that would require some time, because a sudden change is not something we can do it overnight. Second thing is to make the client understand whatever their demands is. We might not be able to complete that 100%, but definitely we can give it a try from our end of on whatever we can.
Your approach to handling client demands with discussions and attempts to meet halfway shows good problem solving skills. Let's move on to explore your adaptability. Can you describe a time when you had to quickly learn a new skill or tool to successfully complete a project under tight deadlines?
Definitely. So, as I had mentioned, I'm not from a technical background, but I have sold courses like full stack development and data science as well, by counseling the candidates. So it was a very new thing for me. Coming from a non-tech background, and counseling the students about tech. And also helping them out in understanding how the course will be helpful for them. That was a complete quick learning for me, and I successfully completed it within time, and I was also an overachiever when I had shifted my you know uh, entire journey.
That's impressive, Piali. Now, reflecting on your experience in quickly adapting to new skills, can you share a specific example of a project where you successfully collaborated with different departments or teams to achieve a common goal?
Yes, definitely. So, since I am from a business development associate team, we have a different team who handles the strategies. So, to make our product successful and make the and give a deliver a good product to the client, I had personally sat with the strategy team to strategize, the new things that we can bring up to make some certain changes where we can make our client happy and we can keep them with us, so that they are beneficial for our own business. And also with the customer support team, we were in constant touch, where if the client faces any issue, I would personally go and speak to the support people, customer success people, and resolve the issue of the client. So there has always been a teamwork, because I believe that sales is something which is not done individually, but there's a lot of people involved and a lot of departments involved in it.
That's great insight, Piali. How do you ensure effective communication and collaboration across different departments to achieve common goals within the business?
Can you just repeat the question again, Pihu?
Absolutely. I can clarify that for you. How do you make sure that communication and teamwork are strong between different departments to accomplish shared objectives in the company?
Okay, so when there's a client's demand on a certain thing, rather than getting hyperactive and losing your calm, I believe that there should be a proper communication between the two groups, because ultimately it is both the teams who has to work it together. And to make the communication and teamwork strong, what we have to understand is that we are working for one single entity and not just individually. So to understand that this is not an individual benefit but a complete company level benefit, uh, that is how you can we can make sure that communication and teamworks are strong between the group, because it is not only being benefited to us but the entire company, and we are a part of an entire company.
That makes sense. How do you approach handling objections or rejections from potential clients to ensure positive outcomes and maintain strong relationships?
When there's a sales happening in any company, there will be objection and rejections, I believe. And the most smartest way to understand the client's perspective is to understand their problems. To understand their problems, you have to listen, and listening is one of the major things which will be helping you in solving your problems. Second is to emphasize on whatever their concern is, and third is being letting them know that you are there for them and you are going to help them in resolving your issue. Even if there is any objection, we have to be all ears and listen to the objection, and if it's possible, we have to we can make some certain changes for the client. And of course, for rejection, rather than cutting off the conversation, even if we are getting rejected, we can always have a good communication, on a verbal communication, good rapport with the client, which can also be helpful not just at the moment but for the future opportunity as well.
It sounds like you have a thoughtful approach to handling objections and rejections. How do you typically manage stress and stay motivated during challenging times or setbacks in your work?
So sales is a job which is very hectic, I believe, and it definitely gives you stress. But as you know, there are ups and downs in every job, and sales is being one. So one of the things, how can we manage our stress is to keep ourselves motivated and also keep motivated the people around us. If you have a team, you have to keep them motivated so that they don't get down, because if they go down, then you are going together with them. And if you're working as an individual, you have to stay very calm, because it's not every day where you get stressed, but there are difficult times as well. And as it says that neither the good time nor the bad time stay forever. And that is how you can manage your stress level at work. Talk to your seniors, get knowledge from the people who are above your position. They have gone through the position that you are in right now, and that is how they can help you and make you understand that how you can overcome this.
It's great to hear about your approach to managing stress and staying motivated in sales. How would you apply your motivation and team building skills when developing new business opportunities in our industry, Piali?
So if you're working with a team, so it is not only within the office that you have to build a relationship, but I believe that a relationship should be outside office also. And if you're working as a friend when necessary with your team, they would be comfortable enough to come and let you know about the challenges that they are facing, so that you are able to help them out. And as for team building, I think a team should be together. Let's say we can go out for dinner or lunch, where they can have a team meeting, and and we can certainly have some collaboration team events together, where if there's any gap between the team members, we can bridge that gap. And for motivations, we can bring different incentive structures also as well, where they are always motivated on achieving more and more revenue for the company.
It's great to hear about your team building approach and motivation strategies. How do you ensure effective collaboration and communication within your team, Piali?
So, the first and foremost thing, if you have a team of your own, I believe that you have to be quite transparent with them with whatever it is, and you have to be quite vocal. You have to be vocal, and you have to let your team be vocal, so that if there's any problem, they can come and approach you rather than going around and fussing about it to other people. So I believe that communication within the team is quite important, and it can only be done once you have transparency within the team, and there's an opportunity for them to be very vocal, and not just judging them on anything.
It's clear that effective communication is key to your team approach, Piali. Could you share a specific instance where your strong communication skills played a significant role in successfully negotiating a deal or partnership?
Sure. So, there was a client who had approached us in the very first place, but then they got an opportunity from our competitor, and they were getting a better in a better pricing. They were getting a product, but my communication was so good that I had communicate whatever I had communicated them regarding the product, and I had clearly told them how our product is much more beneficial to them, and I had made them understand. And since I had a good rapport with the client, I was able to successfully negotiate a deal where it was beneficial for my company as well, and as for that client also. Because once you are doing a sales, you have to keep your client happy as well as your company happy. How you can do that is having a good conversation with them, making them understand about the product, and also how it can be beneficial for them. Because ultimately, if someone is paying you their hard earned money, they would be looking out for some benefits. So yeah, that can only be done once you have a crystal clear communication with the client.
That's a great example of how your communication skills made a difference, Piali. How would you approach familiarizing yourself with our company's products/services to effectively contribute to our growth?
Definitely, to approach familiarizing, how I would approach familiarizing with our company's product services, to understand the product completely. So it should be, if I'm working, if I am sitting with a client, and if I don't have the product's proper knowledge, then I'm of no use. Because if I don't have proper knowledge, I won't be able to make them understand how our product is going to be effective, and how it is going to help them. So to get familiarized with our company product, I would be attending the webinars. I would be talking to my seniors who have much more experience than I do, and that is how I will be learning each day, and I will be taking a baby step.
That's a solid approach, Piali, to familiarize yourself with the company's products/services. Now, could you share a specific instance where you utilize data to influence a business decision?
Can you just rephrase this question, Pihu?
Absolutely. Let me simplify that for you. Could you tell me about a specific situation where you use data to help make an important business decision?
Data, as in what data, may I know?
I see that you might have misunderstood the question about using data to make a business decision. Let me simplify it for you. Can you share an example of a time when you used information or facts to help make an important business decision? This could be any relevant data or information that influenced your decision making process.
Certainly. So, to use information or fact, you need to do some market research. So, without the market research, I don't think so. You will be having a proper knowledge or information, right? And without the market research and understanding, you won't be able to make a business decision. So, for me, for the most important thing would be doing a market research and study about it and know about it. The more knowledge you gain, the more easier it will be for you to make business decision.
Thank you for emphasizing the importance of market research in making business decisions. Can you please share your notice period, current CTC, and your expected salary or any other benefits you are looking for in your next role?
So my current CTC is 6 LPA, and what I'm looking for is 10 LPA. And I, from as for notice period, I don't have any such notice period. I'm an immediate joiner. And for benefit, I would really want cab services for me, as I live very far.
Got it, Piali. Thank you for sharing your salary expectations. Our HR team will discuss this further. Do you have any questions for me about the role or the company?
As of now, no such questions from my end.
Thank you for your time, Piali. If you have any further questions post this interview, feel free to reach out to the HR team for more details about the role and the company. Thank you for attending the